Hi, I'm Tori, if you don't know. This is the Tori Franco Show. I don't even know what episode this is, but I've taken a break from the melancholy, serious topics to give you Story Time, I think part one, where I answer a bunch of your questions on TikTok, from TikTok. I can't speak. The last almost every fucking episode that I've done has been very serious and very and while I feel like those topics are important, it's also important to have like a mental health check and kind of tune out of all of the serious shit sometimes and just have a laugh and shoot the shit. So I'm here to shoot the shit with everybody. But before I shoot the shit with everybody, there are a couple of announcements. The first and most important announcement is that I now have a Patreon account where you can support me and this podcast and my creations on TikTok, if that's what you want to do, by making a monthly donation. I have no idea what I'm going to give back to you guys, whether that's a monthly Zoom call or honestly, I'm leaving it up to you guys, whatever you guys want to do. But I am on Patreon, so if you want to support the show and you want to support me as a creator, you can donate to Patreon or just share the fucking link if you don't have enough money, because I know we're in really ridiculous times right now. Another announcement. This episode and every episode following will be sponsored by the Coldest Water Company. They sent me this bottle, and if you're watching me on video, they sent me this blue, nice bottle, 20 ounce. Keeps your water really cold. It's insulated. It's amazing. I love it. I use it every single fucking day to stay hydrated. And if you're interested in buying anything from the Coldest Water, I'll leave a link in the show notes or the description below. And you can use my code, which is Tori, Tori _F, for 10% off your complete order. So those are the announcements. And without further ado, I'm going to go on to my TikTok right now as we speak. And I'm going to check your questions. And I'm going to try and answer as many questions as I possibly can and try to get to every single question, no matter how ridiculous it may seem. Some of them I was able to answer like right in the comments section. Like people are like, how old are you? I feel like that's not something I want to talk about on the podcast. I'm 31 though, for anybody who wants to know, not 13. So anyway, dirty questions, life questions, personal questions. How do I wipe my ass? Questions like that, I'm here to answer. And again, before I get into the questions, I know I'm being long-winded right now, but I want to let you know there will be possibly a part 3 to the bullying series that I've been doing on this podcast. I had a request from a mother, a special request from a mother who asked me to do a specific video addressing the teens and addressing the kids. So I want to do that. I want to get down to their level and kind of, instead of talking about psychological shit that they're not interested in, tell them, kind of give them some advice from an adult to a kid. So look out for that. That's coming soon. But anyway, let's get into these questions. Okay, so we have first question from Steph4843. What's my favorite music, and have I been to many concerts? If so, which one was my favorite? My favorite music to listen to has to be pop, R&B. I do love hip hop though. And anything really you can bop to and dance to, anything with like a drop. I just love music. I really couldn't pinpoint it. Have I been to many concerts? I've been to a good amount, a handful. My all-time favorite concert was Justin Timberlake's 2020. 2020, is it 2020 Vision? I don't even know. 2020 Experience. Whatever that album was called. I went to that concert. It was fucking incredible. He knows how to just get the entire room engaged, no matter how far you are from the stage. And I love him. He's an entertainer. So he's my favorite. He's my idol. Okay. When did you cut? Steph4843 also asks, when did you cut all your hair off, and how did you feel once it was cut? I cut all my hair off when I was 17 years old. After my Sweet 16, my hair was down to my fucking ass. Like, I had my hair curled at my Sweet 16, and people thought I had extensions in. That's how long my hair was. And I didn't do anything with it, you know. Before the top bun and the undercut was a lesbian thing, I just put my hair up in a bun, you know. I'm the original gangsta for wearing my hair in a bun every fucking day. And so I did, and I figured I'm not doing anything with my hair. I might as well give it to somebody else. So I chopped it off when I was 17, right before my senior year. And how did I feel? I shit my pants. I nearly shit my fucking pants. I remember pacing in my mom's friend's kitchen, because my mom's friend was the one who cut my hair. She was a hairdresser. My best friend was watching me, like, also pacing. And my hair had to be trained. Like, my hair was, oh my God. The coif that you see on my head right now, if you're watching this video, was not always this luxurious as you see it right now. It had to go through a lot of fucking training. My hair was in shock from when I cut it. So naturally I was, because I was like, am I gonna look like this forever? Oh my God. Yeah, so that was my hair cutting experience. Let's see here. Amanda_85, love you girl, asks, 1, is there someone special in your life that has your heart? And 2, if not, can I be that someone special? Yeah, there is someone special in my life that has my heart. Absolutely. But my private life is private for right now. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And can you be my special someone? We can be special friends, platonic friends. And I love you. You know I love you. I see you, girl. But yeah, that's that. Noelia V76 asks, do you ever fantasize about anyone when you hear the song I See Red? Asking for a friend. Yes, I do fantasize a lot about that special someone. So that's pretty cool. Laura Dingus 33 wants to know when we're going on a date and are we gonna make out. We can go on a platonic friend date, and unfortunately we can't make out, but you know, I'll feed you a french fry if you want. Alyssa_Danielle90 asks, who inspires your comedy? Is there a specific person or comedian that you're drawn to? Also, rhetorical question, how are you so beautiful? Thank you. I love you. I appreciate that. Who inspires my comedy? Such a good question. Okay. When I was growing up, my favorite comedians were Jim Carrey. I watched all of the Ace Ventura movies and The Mask, and any movie he was in I thought was pure comedic gold. And I was obsessed with the Austin Powers movie. Still to this day, I reference those movies, and like some people look at me like, what the fuck? Like, what is that from? And like, I forget that not everybody was obsessed with those movies as much as I was and my sister. And those were the movies and the people that made me like belly laugh. So I think I never expected to be this funny personality on social media. You know, I never expected to, for people to actually find me entertaining, genuinely. So the fact that people do, it's like mind-boggling, because I know how I am when I'm around people. When I'm around a crowd of people, I love to get the crowd going and make people laugh. You know, when I have a waitress or something like that, I always love to be witty and sarcastic and get a rise out of people in a good way, get people laughing and smiling. It makes me happy to know that I can make other people laugh. And for me, that goofy dressing up like somebody else, like dressing up like an alter ego, which is what I've come to be doing, obviously, with my Bob Ross wig and my Mickey ears. It's just funny and goofy, and it I don't know, I just love that. But I think, yeah, if I had to pick an inspiration, it would be Mike Myers and Jim Carrey. 100%, those two, like, all the way. I also love that sarcastic, quick-witted comedy too, which is why when I do like my TikToks, my rants and stuff like that, and I just come off the top and I improvise, I like that too, you know, just to see what comes from it. So yeah, that was a really good question, actually. And now we have Julianne.s85. Love you, girl. Thank you for everything that you have done. Ask anything. What's the most overwhelming? She wants to know, what's the most overwhelming thing that's happened to you? Do you get annoyed with all the attention? I think she's talking about, like, since being getting this notoriety. I hate the word famous. Like, people are like, you're TikTok famous. I'm a normal human. I literally just took a fucking shit before I came down here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a normal human being. And I hate that sensationalizing people, even though I'm guilty of doing it. Like, hello, Justin Timberlake, I would faint. But still, you know, I don't want to be sensationalized. Anyway, the most overwhelming thing that's happened to me since becoming this whatever personality on TikTok is, well, it's overwhelming knowing that a lot of people are reaching out to me, that I'll probably never be able to get to every single person. That in and of itself is overwhelming. That I've had many conversations with other creators, genuinely trying to get advice about, you know, because you have TikTok comments, and I try to reach out to as many people as I possibly can. I try to get back to. But then you have Instagram comments, and then messages on TikTok and messages on Instagram. It's like, am I missing an opportunity to connect with somebody? Am I missing an opportunity to help somebody or make somebody's day? The answer is yes, and that's fucking overwhelming for me, you know? But also, I did have one person that I did, luckily it's only one person that I had to block, because I also in the beginning of this, would give my Snapchat out. So I have many Snapchat friends now. I've since taken it off of my profile, so you know, because I don't really go on it because it's overwhelming to go on it. But I had one person on there who was an Instagram friend and also a Snapchat friend, and this girl would literally call me incessantly 8 to 10 times back to back without like a breather. I'd be in the shower and my phone, like, I'm trying to listen to music through my phone, and I wouldn't be able to because she would just constantly call me. And then when she would call me 8 to 10 times on one platform and I wouldn't answer, she'd switch it to Instagram, let's say, and then call me another 8 to 10 times back to back. And then she was messaging me weird shit about my nieces, saying she couldn't wait to come here and meet my nieces. And that was kind of my breaking point with her. I was like, you know what? I don't like that vibe, so I had to block her. So that was probably the most overwhelming thing. You know, and then worrying that somebody that doesn't like me, or somebody that like that person, is gonna find out where I live and, like, you know, show up at my doorstep or something like that. My friends, like, fun fact, my friends to try and fuck with me when this all first started happening. I think I had at that time I had like 50,000 followers, and you know, they left a note on my car saying like, "Hey, I found your address. I'm your TikTok fan." And I literally, like, I nearly shit myself. So, yeah. Courtsy, that's my answer. I'm sticking to it. Courtsy wants to know, love you, girl. She thinks she's going to sound like a creep. Not going to sound like a creep, but I love this question. What is a turn on for you? Man, oh man, there are so many. Okay, so a woman, not a girl, a woman who is confident in herself. Not too confident that she's narcissistic or anything like that, but she's confident. She knows what the fuck she wants. I love that. I'm literally gonna name like qualities in you know in the person that I have feelings for, but whatever. Uh, sassiness, like spiciness, isn't afraid to speak her fucking mind when somebody, like, speak her truth when somebody pisses her off or whatever. She's not afraid to stand up for herself. She's confident enough to know what she deserves in a relationship, and she's not gonna settle, even though she loves this she may love you and she may want to be with you, but if you don't treat her right and you don't do the right thing, she's gonna be out. That type of person turns me on. Fucking physically, a nice ass turns me on. I'm gonna have to take a sip right now because I'm getting thirsty. Nice ass turns me on. I'm not really a boob person. Eyes. The first thing I notice in a person that I'm interested in is eyes. They have to have something in their eyes. I don't know. It's just something I can't explain. Like these sexy almond eyes. Whoo! Does it for me, boy. What else turns me on? The girl with good rhythm. A girl that can dance, that can move her body, that knows how to, like, move. That fucking turns me on. Let me see. The lips turn me on, like nice juicy lips. All right, I'm getting out of hand here. Okay. Anyway, let's see. Only Danny did not ask a legitimate question. Okay, I love you, Danny. What is it like in Tori's life behind TikTok? What's my biggest desire? My biggest fear? Ooh, I like these. Simply Kai 43.99 asked this question. So the first question, what is it like in the life of Tori behind TikTok? Normal. I see my family, I see my friends, and I live my life, and currently not working because the pandemic. I lost my job and they are not giving it back to me, so I'm on unemployment. Trying to make this work, also getting ready for nursing school, genuinely not knowing if that's the path I want to take anymore. And it's because of you guys and this platform that I'm building and I'm hoping to continue building that I'm really questioning, like, maybe I want to take this risk and see where this goes. Hence, I'm trying to get support for the podcast and everything like that, because I don't know if I could take this full time and make this a career, this podcast a career. That would genuinely make me the happiest human being on the planet. So I guess that also ties into my biggest desire right now. My biggest desire, other than finding a mate who can match my heart, and who is my all-time other half. That is a desire of mine. A healthy individual relationship where two individuals come together and can be themselves and love each other wholeheartedly, but also give the other person the space to explore, not in, platonically explore. Yeah, I'm looking for that too. That's a desire of mine. But first and foremost is this whole thing, making this somehow, some way, an empire, a legacy that I can look back on in a year from now and be like, remember when you started out there and now look at you, like you've built a business from this podcast. That's a desire for me. My biggest fear is 100%. I'm not afraid of failure. I'm not afraid of anything other than death, time, losing the time. I don't want to put this juju, this energy out there, but I'm going to tell you what I do want, not what I don't want. Law of attraction. I'm planning on doing a whole episode on that. But I want to be able to have the time on this earth to accomplish everything that I set out to do. Strap on or off. If I'm the one using it, it's on me. Do I need a strap on? Not to sound like cocky, but no, my hands are pretty, they're pretty good. They could do the job. But I feel like a strap-on is used for like accessory, if that makes sense. Like the way that lingerie is not needed, but it's sexy when you see it on a female. Like, what do you need lingerie for if she's going to take it off anyway? But it's just like an added plus. That's a strap-on. Strap-on's not needed. It's not the main event, but it's an added plus in that thrusting. And like you can get in a different zone with the strap-on. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, Mom, if you're watching this, or any of my family members. But, yeah, I don't, strap on, absolutely. I love giving the strap, most definitely. Let's go through some, oh, wow, this is a really weird question, but I'm here to answer anything. So Noelia V76 wants to know what kind of deodorant I use. I use a men's Old Spice deodorant. Ashy Drew just wants to say that she watched every single episode of the podcast. Thank you so much, Ashy _Drew _84. I love you more, and you love my hairy legs. You can oh, damn it, I didn't answer this one, and you asked where to ask the questions at, and you can ask them on TikTok. I'm gonna do more of these, because I just fucking find these fun, but also because I know a lot of people wanted to ask questions but were confused about where to ask them. Anyway, this is a really good question. Hey Babe wants to know, do you know what the guy was doing with his thumb in the beginning of Love? Because I don't. Laughing my ass off. No idea. I think they were trying to portray him playing with the clit. But he just wasn't hitting that. He wasn't hitting that spot. Not for me. It was the fact that he missed the clit entirely for me. Yeah. Courtney.mybad has like kind of an inside joke question. And I'll tell you guys the story. She wants to know, did the neighbors say anything about the marshmallow? And for those of you who don't know what that means, I was on a live stream with Rhea maybe a week or two ago, and I was a little tipsy, and me and Rhea were playing Chubby Bunny, where you shove marshmallows in your mouth one by one, and every time you shove a marshmallow in your mouth, you have to say Chubby Bunny until you reach your capacity to put marshmallows in your mouth. So I had one marshmallow and I wrote Rhea's name on it. And I wrote like, love you or something like that. And I left it on live stream. I took the phone and I walked it over to my neighbor's house and I left it on their front, at their front door. So the answer to that question is the neighbors never said anything about the marshmallow. I'm sure. I feel bad because somebody probably stepped on it. Like, probably didn't even see it and they just stepped on it, or the dog ate it or whatever. But, yeah. So that was that. Tink85 wants to know, how on earth am I still single? The answer to that question, while that is a very good question, I'm very flattered by it. I am technically single, but, how do I put this? I'm technically single. Like, I don't have a girlfriend per se. But there is somebody out there that I have very strong feelings for. So, cheers to that. That's all I'm going to say about that. Sunny _252 wants to know, who in the hell put the muffins in the freezer? And the answer to that question is, I did. And what you gonna do about it? Nothing. That's the fucking answer to that. Let's see. Here's a question for your podcast for some of us who are new to your TikTok. What's your story? Tell us about you and your story. That's from Lay4080. Wow. I might do a separate episode on that question alone. Actually, let me take a screenshot of that because that's a really good question. But to make a long story short, a little bit shorter, my story is one of many ups and downs. And in those downs, coming to realizations of self-worth. And I think I'm still writing my story. I'm still living my story. I guess we all are, if we're fucking alive, you know what I mean? But I'm still establishing myself. The story, the journey, the movie is still going. I think we're about to reach the climax, honestly, if I could go by my feelings. But I mean, damn. I'm from New York, live on Long Island, lived in this house my entire life. Very privileged child, sheltered. I didn't have it all. My mother didn't have it all. She worked 3 jobs to fucking keep a roof over our heads. My parents are divorced, but I am very, very aware of the privilege that I have been privy to in my life. Just from having an amazingly supportive mother who supports my sister and I both being gay, to living in one of the most expensive places in the nation, in the country, and living in a middle class lifestyle where we struggled, but we didn't go without. You know what I mean? I always had a roof over my head, and the lights were always on, and my mother did what she had to, and grateful for that. You know what I mean? So that's my life. Basically, I dealt with abuse and divorce and stuff like that, and depression, and I was bullied. Clearly, if you watch the podcast, you could pretty much take every episode and kind of piece it together realistically and get my story fully. But there's so much more to the story that you guys don't know, and I'm debating on if I want to tell it. But more the overall moral of the story is my story's still being written, and that's where I'm at right now. I sing, I write songs. There's so many different facets of me. There's so many different pieces that make me who I am that I don't even know where to begin. I I am going to tell my journey thus far, though. That's going to be for a totally separate episode. I kind of touched on it on one of my TikTok lives, my most recent one. And my lovely friend Danny took a couple of screen caps of it. But I want it to be recorded and listenable. I don't even know if that's a word. I want people to be able to listen back to it and maybe find some inspiration, maybe find some relatability, whatever it is you get out of it. I don't know. I feel like it could be useful. So that's a really good question, though, and I appreciate that question. Shay3419 wants to know, what do you read besides Harry Potter? What's your favorite place you've traveled or visited? Great question. What do I read besides Harry Potter? Well, first of all, I have a confession. I have a whole chest, literally, to the left of me right now that I am looking at. And it is the entire Harry Potter set from book 1 to book 7. And my friends got it for me for my 30th birthday. They all chipped in and got it for me, 3 of them. I love them very much. I have wonderful friends. And so in a chest is all of the Harry Potter books. And if I could make a confession, I have not read every single one. I've only read fully in their entirety 1, 2, and 3. Thought there was a bug on me. I have not. I will eventually in my lifetime read 4, 5, 6, and 7. But I mean, if y'all have seen the fucking bulkiness of those books, but I know that A, they're easy reads, and B, you can get so much more out of the story reading, because I mean, just from reading 1, 2, and 3 and then watching the movies 1, 2, and 3 and comparing, it's like not night and day, but there's so much that's left out, even in those books. So, and those are so much smaller. So that's my confession. But what do I read other than Harry Potter? That's a really good question. Hold on, my camera turned off. Okay, we're back on. I read a lot, actually. I haven't this summer, which I'm kind of upset with myself about. But I read, like right now I'm looking at, if I could show you my bookshelf. I read a book called Grow a New Body. I read a lot about like health and nutrition and alternative health and stuff like that. I barely read any fiction unless it's fiction that relates to reality. Like I've read Animal Farm by George Orwell, which was a really good book and scary, to say the least, especially when you compare it to today's state of being politically. I have in my arsenal right now that I want to read Noam Chomsky, How the World Works, Noam Chomsky, Manufacturing Consent. I have a lot of religious books, atheistic books, philosophical books, psychology books, a lot of nonfiction. I'm a reader. I like to learn. My brain is constantly going, and I like to learn. So yeah, it's just a lot of politics, a lot of religion, a lot of philosophy, and also I read a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk. I've read a couple of his books. I have A Tribe of Mentors by Timothy Ferriss that is literally so thick, but I feel like that's like a reference book. You could just open it to any page and just get some inspiration. So I read a lot of self-help books too, and yeah, that's what I'm reading. That's what I read. Wow, this is a good question. Okay, so Nellie's Life asked, if you got is that $100 million? I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, if you got $10 million tomorrow and you needed to spend it only tomorrow, what would you do? $10 million and I needed to spend it only tomorrow. I would literally give 8 to 9,000, 9 million to charities. And then I would take $1 million and probably, if I had to spend it though, I was going to say, and then probably invest it. Or like 500. I would take, if I kept $1 million and donated the rest, I would literally take 500,000, invest it in the bank. And then the other 500,000, I would buy myself a house, pay it off, and then create some sort of like YouTube podcast studio and still be trying to do all of this stuff. You know what I mean? I don't need much, really. Like, I'm not out here trying to be a fucking millionaire. I'm just trying to make a living doing what I love best, you know? Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. Joe Priscilla, 15, wants to know, what important lessons did your previous relationships teach you, and what's the best advice that you ever got? I'll never forget a friend from high school. Wasn't even really like a great friend. She was a nice person, great person, but her and I weren't the best of friends. At best, we were acquaintances. But somehow, some way we connected when I was, like 10 years ago, and I was going through some weird stuff, and we were texting each other back and forth, and I was telling her how depressed I was at the time for whatever fucking reason. I don't even know. And she said to me, and this was the best advice, and it genuinely, I don't even think the girl even knows that she changed my life with that one nugget of advice. And she said, happiness is nothing but a state of mind. And I was like, this entire time I thought that I was a victim of circumstance. And with that one little nugget of advice that she had given me, I realized, wait a second, I'm the one in control. I'm the one who can change my mind state. I'm the one who has the power to take this negative thing and turn it somehow into a positive. And I can do that in any aspect of my life. And so literally that, while it may seem really small and not really like, it's kind of cliche, for some reason, the way she worded it just clicked for me and seriously changed my life, changed my disposition entirely, So that was the best advice I ever got. And, that's the best advice that I could give to anybody going through anything, is that happiness is nothing more than just a state of mind. And you can change it like that. You can train your brain to just be fucking happier by, instead of looking for bad things, look for the good in every situation, And it may be hard at first, but it's possible. And yeah, that, and the only way out is the way through. That's one of my favorite quotes. The only way out of a situation is to face it head on and get through it. Stop running away from your shit. What important lessons did your previous relationships teach you? Really good question. I learned self-worth. I learned that every single love is different from the next, and that just because it's different doesn't invalidate it any amount at all, and that you love people at different stages in your life, and so you can only love people to the capacity that you are able to at that point in your life, and you can only express love to those people to the capacity that you are able to express that love, because I feel as though expression of love comes with experience and it comes with time. And, I learned to not be as leading with my emotions, and kind of to find a balance. It's okay to be emotional and be affectionate and tell somebody, hey, I love you, you're beautiful, and I want to be with you, and I want to make out with you and do all of the wonderful things with you. But it's also okay and necessary to be rational and realistic and not get consumed in all of that over emotion so that you're out of touch with reality. And I learned in all of my relationships that needs to also be a factor, especially for me, like who I am. I learned who I am and who I was and who I want to be by being in those relationships, no matter how hurtful, no matter how traumatic some of them were. I learned how to be the person that I am today because of those people and because of those experiences. And because of that, I don't regret any of them, none of them. I'm thankful for them. And I can tell you right now, my current person is probably thankful for them too, because it made me a better lover, a more rational, level-headed person, So I know that was pretty vague and long-winded, but yeah. Let's see. Okay. I'm trying to find some more. How long have I been... Okay. Roatos wants to know, how long have I been rocking this hairstyle? And do I have any photos of myself with different cuts? You have great hair, by the way. Thank you so much. I've been rocking it for 14 years, this haircut. And I do have different haircuts from the past. I keep it pretty decently long on the top now. But in the past, I used to have like a faux hawk. I would still get the fades and stuff like that, but I would like spike it. Now I just, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's age appropriate for me. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back I want to change. Let's see. Have I ever, Mrs_Shep_unplugged wants to know if I've ever tried anal. The answer is no. I have tossed a salad though. Like, if I'm being completely frank, I have most definitely tossed a salad, and Google it if you don't know what that means. I did not, for the record, stick my tongue in anybody's asshole, but I have most definitely taken a walk on the wild side. Okay, so it wasn't as, and people like cringe when they hear that, but it's not a bad thing at all. Let's see. What is my type? Tiny Latina. Hot. Sassy. What popular movie did you actually never watch? Oh my god, there are so fucking many. So many that people look at me sideways and they're like, you've never seen this fucking movie? Where have you been living? I mean, like, I've seen all the blockbusters, you know, like Titanic, obviously Harry Potter. I've never seen Lord of the Rings. Oh man, there are so many. To answer this question, I would literally have to have you, whoever you are, what is your name? Diane Buzz 24. You'd have to be in my presence and you'd have to rattle off movies that I haven't seen. And I would tell you. I'd be like, almost every movie that you gave me, I'd be like, no, never, either never heard of it or never watched it. Let's see. Is it L? I hope that's an L. L.A.C1994 wants to know, if I could be in any movie or TV show, what would it be, why, and what character would I play? Okay, so if I could be in any TV show, it would be Euphoria. Right now, that's like one of my favorite fucking shows. I just think that it's one of the most perfect shows out there. It depicts reality. It's not what's the word? It's not like bubblegummy, it's not trying to do anything but be fucking real and raw, and I love it. It's unapologetically just that. Not to mention the fucking music. Like, I just watched the show. I remember watching the show thinking, like, every single episode, the fucking soundtrack to this show is bomb diggity. Not to mention, again, Zendaya is perfect. She's just a perfect depiction, specimen of a human. Like, she's just perfect. She's a wonderful actress. You get connected and like attached to the fucking characters. So if I could be in any movie or TV show, it would be that, or a movie would be Harry Potter, absolutely. Who would I play? I would play in Euphoria. I would play any person who gets to make out with Zendaya. In Harry Potter, I would play Ron Weasley because he gets to make out with Emma Watson. So we can, see where my motivation is. And what character would... Oh, I already answered that. So yeah, that's that question. Let's see. Do we have any? I have lots of questions. Dirty things, people. Let's see. What is going to be my next Disney tattoo? Brandy Mascaro MUA wants to know. Well, it's not really a Disney tattoo, but my next tattoo is going to be a phoenix half sleeve. That's my next big tattoo. There are a couple cover-ups I have to do in between, but my next half sleeve or whatever you want to call it is going to be the phoenix from Harry Potter. Let's see. Blonde or brunette, which do you prefer? Queen Fern wants to know. And I am very upset for the blondes, but I've only ever been with brunettes. I love an exotic looking woman. I am weakened by an exotic looking woman. the more exotic the better. Give me all of the exotic that you have. I want it. I need it. Like, oh my God, the sexy brown fucking eyes. Like, oh, Lord have mercy. God. Not that I don't like blondes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't look at a blonde and think, ugh, she's ugly. You know, like, I'm just not sexually. I don't look at a blonde and think, I'd like to pin her up against a wall and fuck the life out of her body. But when I see a hot fucking Latina, exotic looking, sexy eyed, beautiful lipped, big assed, thunder thighed, short Latina girl, I'm just like, you, me, bathroom, right now, I'm going to teach you some things about your vagina. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, to answer that, I'm really long-winded and horny, but to answer the question, it's brunettes. You know what I'm saying? This is a good one. Sharanan asks, where's the craziest place you did the mattress mambo, which is sex? And where would your dream vacation take you? And would you want to do it with friends, family, or significant other? She's got a couple of questions. Okay, so the first part of the question is, where's the craziest place you've ever done the mattress mambo? I did it on my friend's roof. I had sex with my ex-girlfriend, one of my exes, at a house party. We climbed onto the roof and did the deed, both drunk on a roof, high in the air, having sex, and neither of us died, so that's cool. Where would your dream vacation take you, and would you want to do it with friends, family, or with your love interest? My dream vacation has always been like somewhere like Tahiti or Bora Bora or something like that. And would I want to do it with friends? I would want to do it with my love interest. I would do it with a love interest and, let's say, another couple, because I want to enjoy myself. You know what I mean? So by enjoy myself, I mean I'm a horny 13-year-old boy basically living in a 31-year-old female's body. And so I want to be fucking multiple times a day. And you just can't do that when you got when you're inundated with family all over the place. You know, I would want to do like an adult Bora Bora, me, my girlfriend or wife, let's say, whatever, and another couple. So that way, like, we can do couple things and hang out together, the four of us. But then, like, when it's time to go, it's time to go. No kids, no nothing. You know, like, I love my nieces to death, but I could just see how that could, you know what I mean? There's a time and a place for family vacations and for not family and I'm about having, you know, like, relaxing. So there's that. What's your love language? My love language is physical touch and words of affirmation. I need to hear you tell me every day that you fucking love me and you want me. And when we're together, I need you to constantly be wanting to make out, basically. And I'm cool. Like, if you do that, I'm cool. And how do you, and how do I look so young? I don't know. That's a really good question. And thank you for that. I have no fucking idea. The only skin routine I have is when I'm in the shower, I fucking wash my face with regular soap. You know, like whatever body wash I have, I wash my face with that. And then when I'm done and I'm out of the shower, my face is dry, I put jojoba oil on my face. That's it. I used to have really bad acne, though, when I was growing up. Let's see. Lena Osornia 777 wants to know, what's your favorite meal? What are your likes and dislikes? How tall are you? And what makes you smile? Okay, so what's my favorite meal? Oh, God. It's changed since I started, like, my diet and stuff like that. Like, my favorite meal used to be ravioli. And I guess it still is. I just don't eat it. I choose not to eat it because it'll make me fatty, fat. But yeah, ravioli and tomato sauce, marinara. What are your likes and dislikes? I pretty much like anything. Somebody once told me I remind them of Olaf from Frozen because, like, I'm just that type of la-di-da fucking person. You know what I mean? Like, I love everything. My dislikes are just fucking assholes. I don't like arrogant, ignorant, racist, bigoted dipshits. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. Mean-spirited people, you can go that way. How tall am I? 5 foot flat, but don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? I'm a strong 5 foot flat. Well, what makes me smile? My family, making other people smile and laugh. What makes me smile? Disney makes me smile. My nieces make me smile. My best friends make me smile. And knowing that I have a fucking support system that is solid, people that are there for me, that makes me fucking smile. It makes me grateful. You guys make me smile. Your comments make me fucking smile. See, Sherry.K80 is laughing at me and it's made me smile. So anyway, always Nady wants to know why I'm still single. I get that question a lot and I appreciate that. But her serious question is, if you could have one superpower, what would it be? That's a really good question. If I could have one superpower, what would it be? I would want the ability to... I don't want to read people's minds. First of all, that's invasive. And I want people to open up on their own accord. I'd keep it simple and just say I would want my superpower to be like either flying or to be able to like move objects. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted a book or whatever, I could just like go like this with my hands and do a hand motion. You know what I'm saying? And also in essence, if I'm a superhero, that would be my defense mechanism or like my offense, like if somebody's attacking me, like I could literally control their body or control the objects around them. And like, let's say there's a stool right there in front of me. I could pick up the stool from 8 feet away and just knock the stool into their head and fucking knock them the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, pretty simple. Chameleon Live wants to know, what is my favorite flower? My favorite flower is a rose. My favorite color is blue. My favorite star constellation, never really thought of it, but off the top of my head, Big Dipper. No, Orion's Belt. Movie genre, comedy. My favorite coffee is iced, light and sweet. And house in my neighborhood. My favorite house in my neighborhood is... Actually, I do have a favorite house in my neighborhood, but I don't know how to describe it. Let's see. I literally have no idea where to even search for it. Do you listen live? Okay, somebody's just asking me about the podcast. Another person asking me what my love language is. Do I have any pets? Christina Villar wants to know. And the answer is yes. I have a dog. His name's Luigi. And he's my little bup, and I love him very much. The best gas station road trip snack. That's a really good question. I'd have to say some sort of popcorn. You gotta have sweets too. So for me, it's more of like the chocolate type of sweets. So I would get like ring dings or hush puppies or whatever those things are called. The fucking chocolate snacks. Those are dope. Let's see. What else? Doritos. Cool Ranch fucking Doritos. Bomb. Yeah. And Cheetos. Fucking Cheetos. Fritos, Cheetos, Doritos. All the Eatos, we're taking them with us because that's what we need for sustenance on a road trip. Let's see. I'm gonna go. Here's my question. Why aren't we dating? Baroom Hero wants to know. I appreciate that. You live in Long Island. I live on Long Island. You're beautiful. I'm funny. That is very funny. I'm gonna like that. And I might comment back. That is funny. I appreciate that comment. Thank you very much for that compliment. This is a funny question. Callie Baby wants to know, have you ever farted sitting down and it hurt? Like sitting in the car while driving. Okay. Okay, so no. It's never hurt. But like, when you're a female and you fart, sometimes like the air bubble goes into your frontal cavity, you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't hurt. I've never ever been sitting and like farted and was like, ow, that hurt. No, never. And she also wants to know where to find the podcast. You can find the podcast, if you're watching on YouTube and you want to know where to just listen, you can find the podcast on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Breaker, and many more. That's literally what I just wrote to her. Let's see. Sarah Petrassi wants to know, what advice would you give to 18-year-old you? And what's your 5-year plan? Good question. The advice that I would give to 18-year-old Tori would be, I probably wouldn't say that. The advice that I give, here's the only thing. I can't say any advice that I would give to my 18-year-old self. The only thing I would say is words of wisdom, which is, hey, it gets better, and keep your head up, chin up, whatever. Words of encouragement. Advice, I wouldn't advise 18-year-old Tori to do anything differently, because I feel like every choice that I've made in my life has put me on the path that I'm on right now, specifically, and had I, let's say, stayed in college and gotten my college degree and, did whatever I did, like had a master's degree by now or whatever, maybe I wouldn't have ever even started TikTok, you know what I mean? And maybe I would have never had any other alternative like goals or started a podcast or anything like that. So I wouldn't advise 18-year-old Tori to do anything differently. I would probably just advise 18-year-old Tori to be cautious about certain people that she allowed into her life that didn't belong in her life, and just keep it moving, and give maybe words of encouragement. My 5-year plan, to be honest, is nursing school, and I don't know. I mean, again, my 5-year plan 6 to 8 months ago was a lot different than my 5-year plan now, even, because now after quarantine and everything like that, it kind of put things into perspective that, life can change at the drop of a dime, and things can shut the fuck down at the drop of a dime, and nothing is set in stone, and you kind of just have to go for your goals right then and there. You know what I'm saying? So I can tell you my 5-year plan 8 months ago, before pandemic. Pre-pandemic 5-year plan was to finish out nursing school and go for my master's degree, become a nurse practitioner, and either join somebody in a private practice with them or start my own private practice, doing functional medicine and helping people, giving people preventative care, if that makes sense. Now, post-pandemic, my 5-year plan feels a little different. I'm still in nursing school. I'm still going to stick it out. But if this, my first goal, before I even decided to be in nursing school, my first goal was to have a podcast, a successful one, and make a living off of it, a social media platform, and make a change in people's lives in that way. If this takes me somewhere, then this is my 5-year plan. My 5-year plan is to be able to make a living from this, a decent living doing this, maybe down the line in 5 years, motivationally speaking, going on tour and speaking to crowds of people, just, you know what I mean? So it's crazy how 6 months even can fucking change your plans. But, you know, I guess it can't hurt to have a plan B. So right now, nursing school's technically fallen into the plan B category. But that is a very good question. Okay, so 10 Pence 1 said that on a live one time with me and Rhea, I told Rhea that I've never faked an orgasm, which is true. And she wants to know what my secret is. And the secret is that there is no secret. I'm just not the type of person to moan or fake some shit when I'm not feeling anything. So I'm the type of person that communicates in the bed. And, you know, if you need to go a little to the fucking left, you got to go a little to the left. People don't realize that, first of all, every person is different in the bed, you know, especially females, us females. Every vagina is essentially different, but the same. But the main thing is what turns one person on or gets one person going won't necessarily do that always for the other person. You know what I mean? Certain things are positioned differently. Like the clit isn't exactly in the same exact fucking spot on every female. You know what I mean? And some people have more sensitive areas than others. So I think the secret to any successful sexual encounter is communication. Letting somebody know what you like, knowing going into the sexual encounter what you like so that you can communicate. That means also, for me, in my opinion, fucking masturbating. Touch your fucking self. Go fuck yourself. Literally go fuck yourself, okay? And figure out what the fuck it is that you like. And try, like, get out of your head about it being weird or creepy or whatever. It's not creepy. I know it's sometimes people think like it's much better to just have somebody else do it, but realistically, is it? Because you know what you want. I've had my best orgasms giving them to myself. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that people haven't given me some good ones, some you know, memorable ones, but that's the secret. The secret is don't moan when you're not feeling anything. Let the person know. And that person that's doing things to you should ask you the question too. Like, you know, when I'm doing the things to the person, I'm saying like, does that feel good? And I'm expecting them to be honest. Like, no, I don't really feel anything right there. Okay. Then I'm going to move my hand and fucking put it where you can feel. And then I'll move it and ask you, oh, does that feel good? Yeah. Okay, that's the money spot. That's the spot we're sticking with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a dance. Sex is a fucking dance. And you got to be able to communicate with your partner. Do I feel that I'm ready to now find love again? Yeah, absolutely. I would say that the person that of interest in my life, yeah, I love her, absolutely. Most definitely I am in love. So again, that's all I'm gonna say about that, because homie needs some privacy. Very good questions though. And I can say, when it comes to that, it took a while for me to get there. And there are still things that I need to work on. There are still things that I need to get out of my head about, and there are still things that I need to get in my head about, you know? It's not a one and done, I'm ready now, you know, like, okay, September 1st, I'm ready. It's not that. It's just, I think overall, emotionally, physically, I am in a good place to be loving somebody else. Absolutely. I didn't jump the gun. I took the time to get over the situation, my previous situation. I took the time and did the work and went through the ups and the downs. And I can now say without a shadow of a doubt. I don't have to question my feelings for this new person because I know for a fact that they are true and they are real. It's not me projecting my feelings onto this person because somebody else doesn't want me or something like that, you know? It's real feelings. And that means that I'm fucking ready. I'm gonna just keep talking and hope that whatever. If you're with person A and you're still thinking about person B, then there's a fucking issue. You know what I'm saying? And that means you're not fucking ready. You're not ready to be with person B. And I hope that makes some sort of sense. So there's that. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's see. I'm trying to find more. Naya.ng wants to know what my coming out story is or was, and where was my family and friends accepting. Very good question. I basically outed myself. I was out to my friends for a while before I came out to my mom and like my family and stuff like that. My friends knew I came out as bisexual because I feel like, you know, it's like, oh, but I still like guys. There's still some sort of hope, knowing that like I didn't like guys, you know. My friends were accepting nonetheless of whatever I wanted because that's just how the younger generations are, you know. None of my friends had an issue with it. And then I met my girlfriend. I came out at 13, and then 3 years later, when I was 16, I met my first girlfriend. And there were a couple of friends that I wasn't out to yet. So this particular friend was one of my best friends, and I was on instant messenger with her, and I was telling her, you know, hey, I like girls. I met this girl. She's my girlfriend, and I'm into females. And we had a whole conversation, and it went well. My friend was like, I don't care what you are. I love you no matter what. And it was a big relief and whatever. And I went to sleep and left the conversation open. And at the time, we all shared a computer. You know, it was the house computer. My mom went on the next morning before work and found the conversation, and then called me from her job the next day. And she swears that it was during the school year, but it wasn't. It was the summer. Most definitely it was the summer, because I met my first girlfriend in the summer. So if it was like September, like right around this time, September, school hadn't started yet. But actually I think it might have been sometime in August, actually. But either way, I wasn't in school. And my mom called me and told me basically, you know, like, I love you and I accept you no matter what, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it in front of my face. You know, like, I'm not ready to see you, like, making out with females. You know what I mean? And I was like, that's fine. Like, what do you want me to do? Fuck my girlfriend right in front of you? What do you think is going to happen? I mean, obviously it took my mom a while. It was like a culture shock, I guess, for her, which I don't know how, because hello, I've always been like this. Like, it wasn't like I was once very girly and then all of a sudden changed. Like, I've always been this very masculine presenting person, you know. So I don't know how it was a culture shock, but at the time she needed time to kind of process it. And now, I mean, like, you know, we talk about having sex with our girlfriends in front of my mom, and she's like cool with it. I mean, she's cool to the capacity that she can be cool with it, I guess. And then literally once my mother found out, because this is how life works, once my mother finds anything out about me, I can expect that the rest of my family and close friends of the family and probably acquaintances and the lady on the fucking grocery store line just checking out will know my fucking business. So that's basically what happened. I literally did not have to come out to anybody, which is cool. So, let's see. What is my favorite? This isn't a good one. Dana Tucker, 45, wants to know what my favorite TV series is. I have a couple. Euphoria. Sex Education is a really good one. Atypical. I just started watching like last week and I love it. I think it's great. The Fosters was really good. The ending kind of sucked though. Kind of disappointed about it. They like sped up the ending, which sucked. Once Upon a Time was good. The last season blew. Fucking donkey dick. The Magicians is pretty good. I was really into it the first couple of seasons, and now this new season, I don't know why, I just can't focus. What's another really good one? I think those are really Walking Dead was pretty good, but for some reason I get to the second season again, and like I just can't focus after the first season. I don't know, I just lose interest. But the ones that have kept me interested, Euphoria, Sex Education, and Atypical, have definitely kept me. Atypical is I'm starting to lose interest. You know what I mean? Like, it was great. It's a good show though. It's a good show. I just get distracted easily. Let's see. What's your favorite personality trait about yourself? Whitney Nicole W wants to know. It's my bubbly nature, my ability to get along with everybody and relate to everybody. And I pride myself on my ability to talk to anybody about anything. I can literally find some sort of relatability, or some sort of way to relate to anybody. You know, even if it's a life experience I've never fucking had, I'm that type of person that wants to learn. You know, so if you're telling me that you went to the fucking moon and I have no idea about anything regarding astrophysics or whatever the fuck it all is, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna sit there and fucking be actively listen to you and try and learn more because I'm genuinely interested, you know? Like, I've done that so many times, I can't even name times. That's just who I am, to the point that my friends make fun of me and they're like, do you really have to just connect with everybody? Or can you just fucking relax? And for me, it's like, no, I want to fucking learn about people. I am well aware that I am not the only person in this universe having this one experience. And I am well aware that there are so many different experiences out there that I have never even thought of possible. And if I come across a person who's experienced life in a different way, I want to fucking know how it felt, what it was. Like, I want to know the intricacies of that. You know what I mean? Like, what did it feel like to fucking go up to the moon? I mean, that's an extreme, you know, anybody would fucking be interested in that. But like, what did it feel like to have parents that actually loved one another? You know, like something like that. Like, that's just who I am. That's my favorite personality trait. When my alarm goes off in the morning, do I hit the snooze or get up immediately? I am a jump start, get up immediately. Especially if I'm doing something that I love to do. Yeah, I'm definitely that type of person. What is your relationship with Rhea? April Sarah Via wants to know. We're friends. We have a bromance. And we appreciate one another. And we appreciate the movement that the other one is trying. Like, I appreciate what Rhea's trying to do, and Rhea appreciates what I'm trying to do. And we want to coexist with one another because we both know that our movements and platforms can allow for that, because we're both trying to do the same things, just spread positivity. Lady_G25, how did you get to be so cool? I mean, I half blame Deb, but you definitely have something to do with it. Thank you, Lady G. I don't consider myself cool. Because I know, not that you guys don't know the real me, but I know the nerd me, you know what I mean? The nerd me who has to the left of me, as I'm literally speaking, a huge Snorlax Pokemon plush with a Santa hat on its head. And then, you know, to the other right of me, a fucking huge bookshelf filled with books about nonfiction, boring subjects that nobody wants to listen to. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I can't answer that question because I don't consider myself cool. But I'm very well versed and well rounded. You know, while I love all of the nerdy shit and Nintendo, Switch, and Mario and fucking Harry Potter make my life and make me so fucking happy, I also love to feel sexy and dress up and dance and move my ass and have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Have I ever thought of becoming a comedian because you are so funny? V. Erica said. No. The answer to that short is no, I've never ever considered it. It's so funny because now so many people say it that I'm like, should I? But I don't know. I'd have to improv. You know what I mean? I would have to play off of an audience. I wouldn't be able to write a whole set of comedy. I'd have to play off the audience's energy and just like talk to people and be witty and like either roast people in a very polite, because I'm not about making people feel like shit. Like roast people in like a friendly way enough to make them laugh, or just like vibe with them. You know what I mean? I feel like it would depend on the audience for me. Renee Ross 77 wants to know my turn ons and turn offs. Well, I've already said my turn ons, but my turn offs are toxic behavior, controlling behavior. Jealousy is a fucking huge turn off. Clinginess is a huge turn off. Neediness with me is a huge fucking turn off. The overly neediness. Let me preface. I want you to need me and I want you to want me. You know what I mean? But I don't want you to need me so much that you can't fucking exist without me. So I guess codependency. Let me rephrase. Codependency is a fucking turn off. You know, I don't want to be codependent with anybody. Possessiveness is a turn on to an extent. Toxic possessiveness to the point that you're telling me I can't have other friends because you want me all to yourself. Turn off. So yeah. Why are you single? Another person wants to know why I'm single. Let's see. Wow, a lot of people are interested in this podcast. Holy shit. This is crazy. Sorry, I'm literally answering comments as we speak. Absolutely. Somebody wants to know if they can see more singing videos of me. Absolutely. Jess 160288 wants to know, when did I know that I liked women? I was fucking 12. I mean, realistically, I was 5 years old playing with Barbie, pretending that Barbie was my fucking girlfriend. So, but I mean, at 5 years old, you're not self-aware of sexuality. You know what I mean? That was just what felt natural. And then as a kid, we would play house with our girlfriends, you know, like friends of the family and stuff like that. And it felt natural for me to play the male masculine role, the husband. And I liked that, you know, fake affection that I got from the other female, you know, like at 7, 8 years old, playing those stupid games. You know what I mean? So I've been gay all my life. I can definitely say that. But I realized that I was gay and into females at about 12, 13, when I had my first crush on a female. And I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, that was when I realized that I was gay. Let's see. People want to know Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast. I guess I gotta let people know where to find the podcast, huh? Let's see. What are my deal breakers in a relationship? Controlling. If you're controlling or you're toxic and you don't know how to own up to your own shit and you can't apologize for your own shit and you're constantly deflecting, big, huge deal breaker for me. Thank you so much, April Carter, for saying that this is the best podcast out right now. Any tips to be more confident? Fake it till you make it. I am not the most fucking and this is a question submitted by Kat Krasinska. Thank you, Kat. I am not by any means, Kat, the most confident person. I think confidence obviously starts from within. You have to know that you have something to offer. So I would say if you want to be more confident in a room with people, know what you bring to the table and own that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're the weird friend that brings the weirdness, that's fucking cool, bro. Own it. And know that you're the weird friend that brings the fucking weirdness and that makes some awkward comments and lean into that. Lean into your strengths and take certain weaknesses and make them strengths. You know what I mean? I'm not a confident person whatsoever. I'm confident enough. I'm not here, like cowering in a corner. I love people, so I think that helps. I'm not afraid to go up to people. I'm not afraid to talk and interact. But that's because I know that while physically I don't feel the most confident, you know what I mean? Like there are things about my body image that I'm not confident about. I know that my strong suit, my strong suit is my personality. And my ability to connect with people. And so that gives me the confidence to do that, to connect with people. So if your strong suit, you have to figure out what is Kat good at? You know what I'm saying? What do I offer? Am I the witty, sarcastic asshole friend that can offer a nice witty zinger every once in a while? If so, fucking lean into that. Don't try and compete. Don't compare yourself. That's a huge one too. Don't put yourself up against other people. You're only going to perpetuate assholeness when you do that. I have friends out there who, get jealous of things that they don't have they see things in, let's say, me or somebody else that they want, but they'll never have. And so because of that, and because of their lack of confidence, they try and shit on that person or that thing. Don't be that person. And in order to not be that person, you have to just do away completely with comparing yourself. You know what I mean? Me and Rhea are two very different looking people. We're very similar in our personalities a lot, right? But we're very different looking people. But for some fucking reason, the same women that flock for Rhea also somewhat flock for me as well, because Rhea owns what Rhea has and knows what she brings to the table, and I own what I have and know what I bring to the table and what I can offer. So I think that in and of itself helps when it comes to confidence building and being confident enough. Hold on 1 second. Damn, I'm sweating. I don't even know. This fucking shit stopped. My video stopped taping because the card was full. So I don't even know where the video stopped. So I apologize. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about confidence. Let's see. I'm trying to get to all these questions, but there are a lot. I didn't even realize how many questions there were. Let's see. I think I'm gonna do. Let's see. Favorite color is blue. I live in New York. That one's easy. Do I this is a good one. Paula Alexandra 07 wants to know, do I practice mindfulness exercises, and if so, which ones? I used to meditate a lot. I used to do I took a yoga class in community college, and so that was cool. I have not kept up with it, so no. For long story short, no, I don't. I do try journaling. I do try writing down my feelings and stuff like that, just to be more in touch with where I'm at. I feel like that is some sort of mindfulness. You know what I mean? Once in a while, when I really, really am feeling overwhelmed, I'll literally put my headphones in, tune into YouTube, and find a YouTube like guided meditation. So I guess meditation is the answer to that. And how old am I? I'm 31. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? It's a good question. Will I marry you? Sure. No questions, but you're so cute. Thank you, girl Numbus. Will you date an Asian single mom? I feel like you're asking that for a specific reason. And I think that's it. I think that is story time part 1. I'm going to make a TikTok letting actually, you know what? Maybe I should do it in like fucking real time. And, let everybody know where to find the podcast. Let's see. Yeah, I might have to do that. Here I am. Should I make a fucking TikTok right now? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Ready? Hey, so, it's your favorite neighborhood lesbian, and I'm in my basement doing my podcast. And I answered all of your questions that you guys had asked. And I'm literally recording the podcast as we speak. Like, there it is right there. And it's going to be on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube, The Tori Franco Show, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and many more. Anchor, if you're out of the country, there's definitely ways that you can find it. But I tried to answer every single question as best as I could. It's an hour and a half long. So if you got the time, that's that. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy it. And I'm done. I'm out. That's that. Peace out, everybody.